Hello, my name is Gina Poulos and welcome to the program. Like many migrants who arrived in Australia in the early 40s and 50s searching for better opportunities, we take a close look at a man named Harry Janakis and we find out about his personal and successful journey into dry cleaning. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been such a pleasure. What is life like now for you at this stage of your life?
Well, I feel very fulfilled, and I do things that I like to do, with gardening and a little bit farm work, taking a few holidays, enjoying my children and grandchildren, I feel very, very good.
Let me take you back to the early years. What was life like as a young boy in Mytilini?
I was a very wild boy, I can tell you. But I was born during the war, and like my life was during the war in Greece. We didn't have many things, but we had very nice childhood, like freedom, running around in the mountains, It's actually, I feel sorry for the kids today that don't have that life, especially in the city, because I was in the country, in Greece. And it was good. I went to school there and had a reasonable education, considering, during wartime. But I thought I had a good childhood,
So you had such a loving family upbringing. Why did you decide to leave your hometown of Greece, Mytilini, at such a young age?
Well, during those years were very hard years in Greece. Everything was destroyed. And actually, I didn't make the decision to leave the country myself. My parents persuaded me that this is the best for me to do, the best thing to do. Because I had an uncle in Australia, my mother's brother, and they've always been talking about you got to go to your uncles and stay with your uncle in Australia. And might be better life for you over there. I liked it because I want to get away, and I like more freedom, to do my own thing. I knew nothing about Australia. The only reason I came to Australia was because my uncle was here. And I knew I was in good hands, and it will help me to get on.
So you lived with your uncle?
I lived with my uncle at the beginning for a short period, till I learned English, and then I wanted to do my own thing, so I left my uncle. I was about 19 when I left my uncle. I want to be independent. I found out in Cessnock while I was there, I found out about dry cleaning because I had a friend there. He was actually from Lebanon. And he used to show me how the dry cleaning was done and all that. And I thought, I think this is the work I wanted to do.
What was it that you didn't like about working in a cafe? Because many Greeks did work in cafes.
I didn't like it because I wasn't impressed with the work. It didn't fascinate me. And it was long hours and no breaks, 7 days a week. So I thought, this is not for me.
During those years, it would have been difficult for migrants who were in a new country. Did you experience racism as a young man in Sydney, trying to make something of your life?
At the beginning, yes, I did. We couldn't comfortably speak our language in the street or on the bus. They used to, someone will scream in the bus, speak English or something like this, That was in the early parts, But later on,
It didn't matter.
it didn't matter. Everything. I met a lot of Australian friends, and everything's nice. You know.
And did you like the Australian way of life?
I did. I did like the Australian world very much.
You were married at the age of 31 actually. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my parents nagged me from Greece, you know. they want me to get married because I'm at the age, you know, it's time for you to settle down. And we had in mind about this young lady in the village. So they pushed me to get married.
So did you get married in Australia or did you get married in Greece?
No, I brought my wife here in Australia.
Okay.
And actually I brought my parents at the same time with her. I brought them all here. So I got married in Sydney.
Wow, it's a lovely story. So you had your parents here, you had your bride here. Where did you go to after this? What did you do? Did you move? Did you keep working in the same place?
No, well, actually, I bought the business in the meantime before my wife came to Australia. I was already in business when she was here. And then we became a very good team with my wife. We worked together very hard. And everything was going well. At the same time, we started the family. And she took off to look after the family while the business was running by me. Everything was going well.
When was Blue and White born?
We packed up and went to Greece to live. And when we came back, I had no business. I sold my business before I went. Then I was looking around to start a new business. And I found a place in Neutral Bay. And we started one from scratch. It wasn't dry cleaning business. It was just an empty shop. And we started it from scratch. I think it was 1970. That's when Blue and White started.
Your wife Anna has been with you from the beginning of this journey. How important has your marriage been in relation to your success?
We more or less worked and lived together. Like our life became like tangled together, you know. We worked and lived together. So I don't think that I would have been so successful without Anna being with me. Maybe the encouragement and the advice and the help she gave me, I think she played a big role in her success.
You worked very hard in your life, both of you. How much of it was luck?
Well, I think more was hard work than luck. We worked very hard. And we didn't complain. We're very happy. Like, we didn't say that, oh, why we have to get up and go to work, you know. No, to us was, you know, get up and go. We loved it, you know. And the more we did, it feels though, the more we wanted to do. You know, we're very happy with our work, both of us, you know.
So what would your day look like when you were younger and your kids were growing up? What was a day for you each day?
Each day would have been hard work, but always find a little time, maybe a couple of hours in the afternoon, sleep at the shop and go home. And because Anna wasn't working then, the kids were young, we'll jump in the car, get a few sandwiches with us and go to the beach for a couple of hours. We used to do that quite often. You know, we didn't want just work, work, work. We wanted to have a little bit of good family life, which we did, you know.
What advice would you give to the younger generations of today who are starting a business?
Well, to me, not only business, doesn't matter what you do. You got to love what you're doing. Doesn't matter what it is, even business or anything. You got to love what you're doing. If you do that, you don't worry, you're going to be successful.
Would you do things differently if you had your time again?
Well, at this stage now that I'm retired and I'm working more on the land, I don't know. I could have been a farmer.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you.